Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Misstical Gaming. We're back in the Watch Your Realms and we're going to have a look at the Black Blade Chronicles. This is the challenge mode. We'll do the challenge mode on hard and we'll do it up to 210. We'll get that out of the way. But what you want to do is your second goal. Your first goal is to summon this hero. That's your first goal. If you've got a new account or you're fresh to the game, your first goal is summon this. Your second goal very much is to get his exclusive artifact here, and it is for a cost of 4,000 blade shards as currency. And that's the exclusive artifact. 4,000 blade shards. They're the silver ones here. They're the more common currency. The more exclusive or premium currencies are handguards, and they are for your diamonds, agent shards, and chat bubble, that sort of thing. But what you want to do if you're newer to the game is very much hit the 4,000 and get the exclusive artifact. That is your second goal after summoning him. And how would you do that? You would come over to here and then you'd be on easy mode, and if you can get to 160, in fact less than that, 110, if you can kill 110 enemies, you get a reward of 300. Probably less than that, don't you? Because you're going to claim all of them on a daily. So you probably only need to kill about 40, and that would give you 200 and 300, 200 and 100, so you'd have 300 rewarded in total. And then over 10 days you'd get 3,000, and from the odd couple of quests you'd get the other 1,000. So easy mode, 40 kills is probably what you actually need to aim for if you've got a new account. That is all you need to aim for, and then you can save up, and after 10 days you'll probably be able to get the exclusive artifact as well. So that is where you need to aim. We're going to be having a look at hard mode, and we're going to be trying to do the 210. So if we have a quick look at the map now, quick thing to look at is when we thumb through these, some of them have got relatively high / maxed out magic resistance. So 3 out of the 7 have got maxed out magic resistance. So just bear that in mind when you're picking your team. So when we jump in, this is the team I'm using Gluttony, because he self-heals and he kills a lot of people, and you can put him on the map and just forget about him and he does work for you. Absolutely brilliant. Nice, easy, epic, cheap to get, brilliant little champion. Right, and then on the top right of the map, I'm using a Wrath and an Arrogance, and maybe a little bit of a Lust in there as well to sort of clear off the top of the map, along with, and you want physical damage AoE. So there's a couple of champions here. So we've got Razak, we've got Nyx. Either of those would be good for you to use up there. Absolutely, you can use those. It'd be brilliant. And then after that, we want your best single target damage dealer. Okay, so for me, I'm going to use Silas, but feel free to use whoever you like. Single target damage dealer is the one you want. Now, I've boosted them up because I've got an Archer Lord, so I'm putting in the Archer Lord there just for the Lord skill. Other than that, don't get used. And then you want 1 or 2 healers. I'm going to be using 2 because I haven't chucked Elowin in. If you're using Elowin, I think you can probably get away with 1 healer because she's got the little elf that she can put all over the map wherever she likes. Then you could use her, absolutely, and probably get away with 1 healer and upping your DPS slightly. So I'm going to use a DPS in the first half of the fight. So the fight's in sort of 2 halves. Up to 140, you only need the 1 healer. After 140, I then need 2 healers because the boss comes along at 140 and he leaves like an AoE burn across the map. So everyone's taking this dot damage. So I need another healer to help me through that. Not with Gluttony. Gluttony doesn't care about it. He just hits people and self-heals. Absolutely fantastic. He sorts himself out quite well without any worries whatsoever. So that's how we're going through this. Right, so let's jump into this. And first and foremost, as soon as it loads up, I'll get myself out of the way so you're not looking at me or I'm not blocking anything. There we go. Right up here out of the way. Right. So as we start off the fight, the first thing we're going to do is place down Wrath. Wrath is going down there. He's got the little healer artifact on, and also gives him another block as well. But there he is, smashing through the enemy, and quite happily takes him out and heals himself up. So that's nice. A bit of self-healing never goes amiss. Then we've got Arrogance next to him, and Arrogance is quite nice because he does a bit of AoE, and we get swarmed on quite heavily by these mobs coming out here. So as much physical damage AoE wise as you can get. Now this is where Razak comes in. Razak's absolutely fantastic up here. In plenty of physical damage. and he is just up there doing AoE for us. When it gets a bit much, we can get him up with the AoE. Now I put Hollow down here. Hollow does a couple of things. She gives us that rage regen, but she can also reach Razak, and she can reach the square behind Wrath. So we've got everyone covered at the moment, and just behind Wrath is where we're going to put Lust. The Lust is coming in there, and she's also covered by the healing. Now if the mobs get too much for us, we can use Razak's ultimate, and then we can use Hollow to actually speed ourselves up to get back round to Razak's ultimate. Nice and easy. Now we've got mobs that come down from the bottom here. Now they go either two ways. They either come up here and take a left and head towards our gluttony, or they go straight on and come all the way around their back. And it's a bit long-winded, but nice and easy to put gluttony down there, and he takes care of everything for us. Right, the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to put down my single target damage dealer. Now I could put them here if I really wanted to, and I probably wouldn't have to worry about the mobs coming around and gluttony, but I've got Silas here, and he's my single target damage dealer. Absolutely fine. I'm going to sit there, and I don't have to worry about things coming out the shed, because we get mobs that come out the shed here, down on the bottom right, and they come round, but they would get attacked when they come past here with Silas, and then when they get past here, they get attacked, and Lust will take care of any stragglers. Now, because I don't need a second healer at the moment, I'm putting up a Nyx there. Nyx can go along there, and she can actually take care of some of the mobs that come out there for us up until we hit the 140. When we hit the 140 and the boss comes along, I then get rid of Nyx, and I have to put up another healer. Again, if you're using Eloin, you'd probably get away without having to use a healer. You don't have to worry about healing Gluttony, because he does lots of self-healing for us. Again, it's on 2x speed, so it's a bit slow to actually get through everything, but it's only have to be done once a day, and that'll be it done for us. So as you can see, Silas has taken out some damage there. It's going to take them out as we go across, and if they reach Lust, she will take them out as well. Loads of mobs coming around at the top, and then we can actually just take care of some of those. We can use a Razak ultimate, and then we can start boosting up his ultimate again with Hollow. So that's all good. And now we've got quite a few coming out of the shed at the moment. So we can fire off Nyx. Now, you don't have to use Nyx there. You can use anyone you like. Neither of these mobs here, these little red ones coming out here, red horns, I think they're called. Is that right? There we go. Red Horn Demons, they're the ones that come out, and now their defense and magic resistance doesn't bear any difference. So you can put anyone you want instead of Nyx. Absolutely. Makes no odds whatsoever for you. I was just using her because it just makes it easier to just pick up people who are all doing physical or piercing damage as opposed to doing magic damage. Now we're up to 90, and we sit back and we take a little break for a while. So we've got another 50 to go before we hit round 2 or phase 2, and at that point we'll get rid of Nyx. So here come a load of mobs again, and the first thing we're going to do if they start building up is get ready on Razak, because he'll be able to take care out a swarm of mobs for us. The only other thing we're concerned about, or not concerned about, is keep a quick eye on your Gluttony. Gluttony's down there taking names for you, and then you've got one that comes up on the right hand side, gone all the way around the back, and will slowly come up to where Razak and Arrogance are, and that's where we'll take them out then. But you could take them out earlier, I guess, but I just don't worry about them. They don't do that much damage if you've got a healer up there. It's not something to be overly concerned about. They don't do that. They don't do enough damage for it to be worrying. It just takes a bit of time for them to travel all the way around. Again, with them using this energy ball and hitting Gluttony, it's not something you have to worry about. Now, we're just about to hit the 120 mark. We're getting a quick swarm come on, so there we go. There's Razak. Let's take names. Boom. Taking them all out, and then Arrogance is in there as well. And then we can use a Hollow to actually boost up our little rage regen. Now we've got one more mob before we get to the boss. Now when we got there, we want to leave our Lust, and we want to leave our single target damage dealer for the boss. So when the boss comes along, we want to nuke the boss down. So you could get rid of Nyx, and you could have a Dolores in there as well. So here comes the boss. That's where the boss lands, and we trigger off Silas, and as soon as there is a target in range, we will trigger off Lust as well, and then the boss goes down, and that is essentially it for the boss. There's the boss dead. That's that done. Right, now as you can see, everyone's Everyone hasn't got a debuff on them. Let's get that. So the ground now is on fire and everyone's taking damage from that. They haven't, as you can see, there's no one here who's got a debuff on. Now I did check it, you can't dispel it. So if that's what you're curious about, it doesn't happen. Okay, so we have checked that, doesn't work. It's just the ground is on fire and you're taking damage from that. It's not a debuff we can get rid of. And then we're just back to the rest of the fight. So that's the boss at 140. We're now at 150. So what, we've got 60 left to go. There's Gluttony. The Gluttony is out there. See, everyone now is covered by our healers. So we don't have to worry about anything. Again, if you had Eloin, you might well be able to put someone up or around to cover off Silas or that sort of thing. You might well be able to do that. I don't have to worry about it because I'm using Gluttony down there, and Gluttony just self-heals up. So he's taking lots of damage at the moment. He's taking that dot damage. And then once he's finished taking it, or once he carries on taking it, he gets quite low. But they will send a mob round to attack him, which is absolutely fantastic, because he's just sat there with his ultimate ready, and he's just waiting for someone to come along. So as soon as someone comes along, he hits them, as we see now, and then he will do a load of damage and heal himself right back up. So he's done about 100k damage, and he's back up to about 80% health. Absolutely fantastic, and now he carries on DPSing. A few mobs at the top. Use a Razak, use a Hollow. There we are, that's that taken care of. And Lust can take care of these two here. So we're almost done now. It's on the last little bit. Once you've got this bit done and you'll just pottering through your abilities, it really is relatively easy. I don't think we even need a Silas here. You can use whoever you like. Again, it was just me, single target damage dealer, but feel free to use whoever you like. A quick note on that as well. Single target damage dealer. The boss also isn't heavy on magic resistance, so use whoever you like there. If you've got Hex, for example, feel free to put a Hex in there, because he would be able to attack these and he'd be able to attack the boss with no worries whatsoever. You might lose a bit on one or two if they're stragglers down here, but that'd be it. I mean, I don't think it would make any difference to you whatsoever. A few too many mobs, and let's use a Hex. We can use a Lust as well. She's got a bit of AoE, and now we can heal up again, and that's it. That is the fight done. We're just waiting for this last person to pootle on round here where they can be attacked, and once they get attacked we can kill them off, and that's the 210 done. It's not overly hard. Now remember, this is a concept of how and where you place people. It will be very different from you. Now if you've got this far in the video, I definitely deserve a thumbs up. Please do that. Secondly, if you haven't subscribed, could you do that for me? That'd help me out massively. And thirdly, in the comments below, put down who you used and how you cleared it. And then if you haven't cleared it and you've got issues, look down in the comments below, either put down who you've got and where you're struggling, and we'll have a look at that and maybe do another video about how to clear it out with some other heroes. But have a look, read the comments as well, because people put that. So there are people out there with some big brains, and they come up with some really good strategies, and they'll put them down in the comments and they'll go, I use this thing, blah, blah, blah. So have a quick look at who you've got and where you're using them. Okay, right, that's me done. I'm going to go off and do my summons. I'll see you in a video again very shortly. Good luck with this. It's not that hard, but remember, this is a concept of how and where to place people. Gluttony, brilliant. Razak and Nyx would also be great in that top right hand side. Other than that, it's pretty much a free-for-all. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again soon. Cheers. Goodbye.